The Midsummer festival is real and is a very important festival, similar to Christmas. It is held in the middle of summer in June, which is the same time that the sun rises in the east and sets in the north and west but is more towards the north. This makes the northern hemisphere have the longest day and the southern hemisphere has the longest night. This day is called the summer solstice in Thai. The celebration of the Midsummer has been around for a long time and appears in almost every culture in both the eastern and western hemispheres. However, the details of the rituals and beliefs may differ. Even the stone monument Stonehenge in England may have been built with beliefs related to the tradition of the Midsummer. The large stone called the heel stone, stone number 96, is located on the outer east side, about 250 feet away from the inner circle. The heel stone of this ancient stone monument acts parallel to the horizon. When the sun rises in the east, it will appear exactly on the horizon above the tip of the stone. Today, the changing orbit of the sun has caused the angle of the sun above the stone to shift a bit. But from the study of astronomy, we know that in the past 4,500 years, Stonehenge may have been built in relation to natural phenomena, which may be a belief in prehistoric times. Even today, during the summer solstice, there are still thousands to hundreds of thousands of tourists traveling to watch the sunrise at Stonehenge every year. Even with the famous Giza pyramids in Egypt, there are phenomena that are consistent with the summer solstice. Because in addition to the pyramids being aligned with the sun, if viewed from the angle of the giant sphinx on the summer solstice, the sun will be exactly in the middle between the dark pyramids of Khufu and Khafre. Although it is still unclear the purpose of building these pyramids, whether it was intentional or just a fluke, we all know that ancient Egypt worshipped the sun as the supreme god. In Greece, there must be similar beliefs. Although the rituals of ancient religions have been largely erased by the arrival of Christianity, there are still small rituals and beliefs that still exist. For example, in Greece, it is believed that on the summer solstice, we can take a risk to check our soulmate. Many babies are born in the 9 months after Midsummer, says Janogine Swan, a Swedish ethnologist who has studied the significance and influence of the festival on the population. This is not an exaggeration, because for Swedes, the festival is a celebration of fertility, and it also has connotations of fertility, luck, and romance. Midsummer, or the longest day, was important to Northern Europeans even before Christianity spread and incorporated it into its own Christian celebrations. If we talk about the beliefs about the solstice, we can say that it is primarily related to fertility. People in Northern and Central Europe hold celebrations and sun worship by lighting large bonfires, believing that the power of the bonfires will strengthen the sun, so that the crops will be more bountiful during the sowing and harvesting seasons. This belief was widespread among Germans, Celts, and Slavs. In addition to worshipping the sun, it was also believed that the bonfires would ward off evil spirits and help find soulmates for single women in the village. Because the days are long and bright, not only is it a day to worship the sun, the pagans also believe that ghosts will be rampant on this day. Lighting a bonfire to protect the people in the community is not enough. Garlands of flowers must be made, strung together with herbs and worn on the head for protection. Making garlands like this is still an important part of this event to this day. This belief in celebrating fertility can be traced in an important symbol of the ceremony, which is the maypole decorated with various flowers, or what the Swedes call Midsommarstången. The maypole stands tall in the middle of the ceremony area. It is a tall pole with a triangular top and 2 round rings on both sides. Of course, when anthropologists and archaeologists see it, they must say, "This is definitely a phallic cult. Look at the tall pole with rings that look like testicles. It is definitely a trace of the worship of the genitals for fertility." Although it is still uncertain what is celebrated on Midsommar Day or why there must be a pole like this, we can't help but think that its roots must be part of this kind of prehistoric belief. After the expansion of Christianity, Midsommar Day was incorporated with the same concept as swallowing up Halloween and the birth of Jesus. It was made one of the important days of Christians, that is, the day of Saint John the Baptist, who was executed by King Herod in order to give his head as a gift to his daughter Salome on her birthday. Christians honor John as a saint and have designated an important day for Christians to celebrate on this Midsommar Day because that period is 6 months before the birth of Jesus, which is similar to the historical record of John the Baptist, who was 6 months older than Jesus. Therefore, most Swedish Christians today celebrate Midsommar Day both as a way of remembering Saint John and also preserving ancient traditions at the same time, similar to celebrating Christmas. In Sweden, Midsommar Day is also considered a public holiday and is celebrated grandly in many areas, in keeping with the saying that Midsummer is Christmas. Another important folk game in Midsommar is the frog dance, SMA Grodorna, or the small frogs in English. Participants sing and make gestures that look like little frogs jumping around the poles. It looks strangely cute. There is no clear evidence as to why frogs are part of the fertility ritual. In Southeast Asia, like ours, frogs are a symbol of fertility because frogs croaking is a sign of rain, and rain plays an important role in farming in this area. There is dancing and eating and drinking. In Midsummer, there is always food. Most of the main dishes are made from herring. Strawberries are also very popular and are a must. And most importantly, if dancing makes your throat dry, you have to drink. Alcohol is just as much a part of the event as in other festivals. It's a really fun day. The special thing is that in the very northern part of Sweden on Midsommar, the sun never sets even at night because it is the summer solstice and the area is near the North Pole. As seen in Ari Aster's Midsommar movie, even at 9 p.m., the sun is still bright and the sky is clear. It's an incredibly exciting phenomenon every year. The highlight of this ancient tradition, which is related to old beliefs, as well as the special time and weather, makes using this festival to add magic to the horror in a contradictory but still interesting way. If it's in the same vein as Hereditary, it means that Aster will be able to refer to the pagan rituals like the original without much difficulty. Plus, he's made a name for himself by making horror movies that, even in broad daylight, with pastel-colored images, can still be violent. It's so memorable.